Tonight, the Dunbar Crimson Tide are in action in what should be a great ball game against the Flint Hill Falcons. Now, the Falcons are coached by Stu Vetter, and they have a record of 14-1. They rank tops in the area by the Washington Post and 6th in the nation by USA Today. For Flint Hill, you're talking about Randolph Childress, a 6'1 senior guard. He will wear number 23 for the Falcons. He scored 16 points in Flint Hill's last victory against National Christian Academy. And Childress, along with Mark Ward, a 6'5 senior forward, are ranked among the top 100 players in the entire nation by Blue Ribbon College Basketball Yearbook. For the Dunbar Crimson Tide, coached by Mike McLeese, they have the outside-inside combination of Dion Murray, 5'9 senior guard, and Michael Smith, 6'8 senior forward. In the last ball game against Roosevelt, the Roosevelt game was postponed, in their last wins against Eastern and Coolidge, Dion Murray had 22 points in both victories. Michael Smith had 18 points in both victories. Michael Smith, by the way, is one of the top 44 players in the nation by Blue Ribbon College Basketball Yearbook. Dunbar is ranked 6th in the area by the Washington Post, 23rd in the nation by USA Today. Should be a great ball game here tonight. The Dunbar Crimson Tide and the Flint Hill Falcons. Let's get ready for tip-off. At this time, we have a moment of silence from William Kemp of Dunbar High School, who was tragically shot earlier this week.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of the White House.
Once again, that was our national anthem, and of course, before that, a moment of silence for William Kemp, a student of Dunbar who was shot recently. Now let's go to the starting lineups, and we'll talk you through them. They'll introduce Dunbar Crimson Tide. Here's Romeo Roach. In our last telecast for Dunbar against Gonzaga, he played extremely well, as did this man, Dion Murray. Michael Smith, the All-American. James Marshall, transfer from Anacostia, who's been playing well for the Crimson Tide. And Johnny Rhodes, watch him. He could be a big force in this ball game. And Mike McLeese, the head coach. Now the introduction to the starting lineup for the Flint Hill Falcons, ranked 6th in the nation. Here comes Corey Alexander. He'll start at one guard. And his backcourt mate, Randolph Childress, one of the top 100 players in the nation. Here's the center, 6'5", Marlon Williams, wearing number 41. Mark Ward, another one of the top 100 players in the nation. Here comes Bobby Graves, the other forward. So once again, those starting lineups for the Flint Hill Falcons. They'll start at one guard, number 3, Corey Alexander. The other guard will be Randolph Childress, number 23. One forward, Mark Ward, number 40. The other forward will be Bobby Graves, number 43. And the center will be Marlon Williams, number 41. For the Dunbar Crimson Tide, it'll be Romeo Roach and Dion Murray. They're at the guard spot, number 12 and 13 respectively. Actually, Dunbar runs a 3-guard offense. Number 15, Johnny Rose, will be the other guard. At one forward, James Marshall, number 21. At the other forward, and he'll be jumping center. One of the forwards, and will probably jump center for this one, 32, Michael Smith. The officials, referee Cecil Hurst, umpires Bonnie Myers and Gil Fitzhugh, and you know it's a big ball game when you have 3 officials for a high school game. The Dunbar, and they're traveling black with red trim. Flint Hill in their home white. I'm Gary Williams for Turning Point Video Production, coverage of Inner High Basketball by DCTV. Main tap controlled by Flint Hill as Mark Ward brings it out to Randolph Childress. Man-to-man defense by Dunbar. Romeo Roach on Childress. He'll pass to Bobby Graves. Back over to Childress. Man-to-man offense by Stu Vetter's Flint Hill Falcons. Ranked 6th in the nation by USA Today. Here's Corey Alexander. And as it gives to Marlon Williams, who gets fouled. And that foul will be charged on looks like number 21 for Dunbar. James Marshall, that's his first personal, the first team foul. To the line will be Marlon Williams for 2. Williams, a 6'5" senior. And he'll miss the first free throw. 7 minutes, 32 seconds remaining, first quarter. No score, very early first quarter. Here's Marlon Williams' second attempt. Misses them both, and the rebound claimed by James Marshall. He'll give to Romeo Roach. He'll set it up. Goes to far side of Rhodes. Man-to-man defense by Flint Hill. As Rhodes puts up and hits. Correction, that's Dion Murray. Dion Murray put Dunbar on the board, 2-0. Heading toward the 7-minute mark as Flint Hill throws it away. 7:09 remaining first quarter. Dunbar leads early, 2-0. And they'll inbound on the Flint Hill turnover. Here comes Dion Murray bringing it up. He'll get Romeo Roach, gets double team. Now Murray drives. He'll give to Marshall. Who scored? No! Let's see if they give the bucket. Cecil Hurst on the call. Marshall on the offensive foul. Was the basket good? The question apparently was not. For Marshall, his second personal early in the ball game. And that'll send number 22, Kenyatta Massey, into the ball game for the Dunbar Crimson Tide. Massey, a 6'7" senior. Flint Hill inbound. As Mark Ward, they steal the pass. Murray with the tip, no basket. Ward with the rebound. Here comes Childress. Drives all the way, gets blocked inside, and they'll call the foul on Kenyatta Massey, number 22. For Massey, his first and the third team foul quickly for the Dunbar Crimson Tide. Takes 5 to go to the 1-on-1. 6:44 remaining first quarter. Dunbar still leads it 2-0. Corey Alexander takes the inbounds pass to Childress over to Bobby Graves. Back to Alexander. They move it around the 2-3 zone. Sort of 1-3-1 zone now by Dunbar. Roach harassing Childress out there. They give to Marlon Williams. Now they break off the man-to-man defense. Dunbar does. Pass inside. Williams, who missed the layup. Smith has the rebound. So Flint Hill working that offense very well, but they can't see a bucket right now. Murray for 3. No basket. Tipped out by Marlon Williams out of bounds. It'll go over to Dunbar. As we approach the 6-minute mark in the first quarter, Dunbar still leads 2-0. Both teams kind of tight. This is a big game for both clubs as far as the national rankings are concerned. Flint Hill ranked 6th in the nation. Dunbar ranked 23rd by USA Today. Here's Michael Smith inside. He'll fake up and get fouled. And let's see who they give the foul to. That foul will be charged, number 40 for Flint Hill. That's Mark Ward. Ward his first and the first team foul. That'll send Michael Smith to the line for 2. In the game for Flint Hills, number 42, Jeremy Dean, a 6'7" sophomore. Smith at the line for 2. Got to make it 3-0 Dunbar. Just under 6 minutes to play, first quarter. Smith hits 2 straight, make it 4-0 Flint Hill, 4-0 Dunbar. So Flint Hill's not scored in the first 2 minutes of the ball game so far. Just under the 6-minute mark. Here comes Alexander. He'll score. Corey Alexander puts the Falcons on the board. 5:45 remaining. 4-2 Dunbar. Here comes Deion Murray. He'll drive dish off to Kenyatta Massey, who gets fouled. Looks like they'll charge that foul to 42 for Flint Hill. That'll be Jeremy Dean. And for Dean, his first and the second team foul for the Falcons. Kenyatta Massey at the line, shooting 2. We have 5:36 remaining, first quarter. Crimson Tide tries to stretch their 2-point lead. They do so as Massey makes the first free throw. Now Massey back on the line for another chance. Rebound fought for. It'll stay with Dunbar as Mark Ward and Jeremy Dean went for the loose ball and both knocked it out of bounds. So Dunbar will inbound. Deion Murray, 3-pointer, no basket, rebound, claimed by Childress. Here come the Falcons. Ball stolen by Murray, and stepped out of bounds on the far side. Murray made a nice play stealing the pass from Randolph Childress, but momentum carried him out of bounds. So the Falcons were inbound. Flint Hill has Alexander inbounding. Bobby Graves with the ball. He'll give the Randolph Childress. Jeremy Dean in the game, 42, and 40 Mark Ward. Trapping defense now by Dunbar. Alexander gives to Bobby Graves. He'll shoot from 3. Rebound to Johnny Rhodes. Here comes Romeo Roach bringing the Crimson Tide to Murray. To Michael Smith. Back to Murray. Smith looks inside. He'll make the jump hook. 4 points for Michael Smith. That'll make it 7-2 Dunbar with 4:49 remaining first quarter. Good harassing defense by Romeo Roach. He'll give the Randolph Childress. Deion Murray checking him man-to-man. Good tough defense by the Crimson Tide. As Flint Hill's having problems running their offense, give to Mark Ward. He'll shoot it from inside and score. Mark Ward with a nice move along the baseline. That'll make it 7-4 Dunbar with 4:20 remaining in the first quarter. Now Childress picks up Romeo Roach half court. Both teams in a man-to-man. Early part of this ball game on defense. Massey with the ball. Now to give to Michael Smith. Gets in trouble. And Mark Ward steals it for Flint Hill. Here come the Falcons. Childress with the ball. Under 4 minutes to play first quarter. Childress with Roach against side. He gets fouled by Roach. Roach tried to block Childress' path to the basket. Childress might have dipped his arm in there a little bit. But Cecil Hurst, who called the foul, was shielded. Couldn't really see it, and all he saw was the block by Romeo Roach. And that will send Randolph Childress to the line for 2. 7-5 Dunbar score. 3:50 to go, first quarter. Childress tries to cut the lead to 1. He does so. 7-6 Dunbar. 3:47 remaining first quarter. I'm Gary Williams here for Turning Point Video Productions coverage of Inner High Basketball, brought to you by DCTV. We're proud to bring you one of the better games in the entire nation. Deion Murray swinging the ball around now as Flint Hill goes into sort of a matchup. It's a 2-1-2 zone now on defense. As they force Roach to shoot for three, and he hits it. Deep three-pointer by Romeo Roach. Makes it 10-6 Dunbar. 3:15 remaining, first quarter. Look at Childress. Dunbar content to stay in that man-to-man as Alexander shoots for three. Rebound by Rhodes. And here comes Roach bringing it across. Roach all 5'4". Roach is a junior, I should say. Give inside to Michael Smith. Cutting across. He missed the layup. And the rebound claimed by Jeremy Dean. 2:47 and running, first quarter. Dunbar holds on to a 10-6 lead. Here comes Childress. Bobby Graves, who loses the ball out of bounds, and Dunbar gets possession. Some substitutions for Dunbar now. 21, James Marshall comes back in the game. He has 2 fouls already. And also in for Dunbar is number 11, Jermaine Brown. Jermaine Brown, a 5'7" sophomore. Close to 2.5-minute mark in the first quarter. Murray with the ball. Dunbar, Flint Hill in a 2-1-2 zone. Look inside to Marshall. Rebound by Childress. And here come the Falcons. Bobby Graves looks the opening, gets it off the glass. Bobby Graves for 2. 10-8 Dunbar. Approach the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Looking near side to Murray. Jermaine Brown thinks about it. 2-1-2 zone. Look how both call for a travel. Like the way the back line of that 2-1-2 zone for Flint Hill. Jeremy Dean, number 42, and Mark Ward, number 40. Switched on the back line. Most zones don't do that. As Kenyatta Massey checks back into the game for Dunbar. He'll play James Marshall, number 21. Flint Hill breaks the pressure, but Jermaine Brown steals it from behind. And as Bobby Graves and Kenyatta Massey went for the foul, number 43, Bobby Graves, recalled for the foul. They both went for the ball. For Graves, his first person on the third team foul. 1:49 remaining first quarter. Dunbar 10, Flint Hill 8. Dunbar has in the ball game Johnny Rhodes, number 15 in the ball game. Jermaine Brown, number 11. Deion Murray, 13. 22, Kenyatta Massey. And 32, Michael Smith. Brown takes it to Murray, who'll shoot. Rebound, long rebound to Bobby Graves. He'll give the Randolph Childress. 1:30 remaining, first quarter, 10-8 outscore. Childress in the Graves. Oh, nice pass inside the Ward. Only Michael Smith didn't see that coming, and Ward went right on past him to tie the score at 10 with 1:13 remaining. Look at Jermaine Brown to Deion Murray. It's interesting that zone, now they break out to man-to-man. It's almost like a matchup zone for Flint Hill now. Each man on defense. A nice inside pass by Johnny Rhodes, who makes the shot. Johnny Rhodes' first field goal. 12-10 Dunbar. Under a minute to play, first quarter. Bobby Graves looking for Childress. Give to Alexander. Now back to Childress for three. No basket. Rebound. Claim to Murray. Here come the Crimson Tide. Jermaine Brown takes the shot. Makes it air ball. 30 seconds to go. As Alexander gets the rebound. 30 seconds and counting. And let's see what Coach Stu Vetter wants his ball club to do. They'll go for that last shot. 22 seconds and counting. Flint Hill spreads the floor. Now down to 15 seconds. Look at Childress now. Now to Mark Ward with 8. 7 seconds. Here comes Childress. He'll drive with 5. Down the lane and makes it. Randolph Childress. And that'll tie the score at 12 as we play the end of one quarter. We're tied at 12. Can't ask for a closer game than that, of course. In that first quarter, Mark Ward with 4, Randolph Childress with 4, Bobby Graves with 2, and Corey Alexander with 2. For Dunbar, Romeo Roach with 3, Deion Murray with 2, Johnny Rhodes with 2, Kenyatta Massey 1 free throw, Michael Smith leads the way with 4 points. So a good start to what should be a fantastic ball game here at George Mason University, the physical education building. We're tied at 12. Don't forget, next week we're scheduled to be showing you the McKinley Tech Crimson Tide, and it's good to see them back in action after the terrible situation they had to face earlier in the past weeks or so. They'll take on Phelps, and it's really great to see them back because we'll see Phelps playing for the first time in high basketball in quite some time, so it'll be very interesting to see between the two ball clubs. We get ready for the second quarter of play. Number 10, Damon Singletary, will check into the game for Dunbar. He will join number 31, that's James Washington, into the ball game for the first time. Kenyatta Massey, number 22. Number 13 is Deion Murray. Number 11, Jermaine Brown. By the way, James Washington, 6'8 junior for Dunbar. And Damon Singletary, 6'3 junior guard. Flint Hill comes out in a matchup zone. 3 men up top are playing zone, and the 2 men are playing man-to-man. As Jermaine Brown drives, gets blocked by Bobby Graves. The ball will stay with Dunbar. Randolph Childress, number 23, didn't really like that call. Flint Hill sends out Mark Ward. Going with Jeremy Dean, number 42. 43, Bobby Graves. 3 is Corey Alexander. Randolph Childress, number 23. Deion Murray brings it up to Damon Singletary. He was inside the three-point arc. That'll give him 2 points. That'll make it 14-12. Dunbar retakes the lead. 7.5 minutes and counting, second quarter. Alexander gives to Childress, who'll shoot from 3 and hit from 3. Randolph Childress with a three-pointer. That'll make it 15-14. Flint Hill takes the lead by 1. Dunbar working their offense. Jermaine Brown running the show, with Deion Murray and Damon Singletary alongside. Murray with the ball now. Pass in the corner to James Washington. Now back to Murray, back to Jermaine Brown. Murray will shoot from 3. Nice rebound by Mark Ward. The outlet to Randolph Childress. Childress gets fouled by number 11, Jermaine Brown. For Brown, his first. We have Dunbar over the limit. We have Dunbar over the limit. Let's see what the officials have. And that'll send Randolph Childress to the line, as Dunbar is indeed over the limit. Childress with 7 points in the game so far, 2 of 2 from the line. Make it 3 of 3. 16-14, Flint Hill by 2. Here's Childress' second free throw. Make it 4 for 4 for Childress. 17-14. 6:48 remaining second quarter. Michael Smith, number 32 for Dunbar, is back into the ball game. And he gets the ball right down. Pass to Damon Singletary. Now Jermaine Brown with it. Both 6.5 minute mark in the second quarter. James Washington loses the pass, and Mark Ward will take it from him. Under 6.5 to play. Flint Hill has the ball on a 3-point lead. Childress gives to Alexander. Now Childress shoots from 3. Rebound, Michael Smith for Dunbar. Gets him away from everybody. Outlet to Jermaine Brown. Now Flint Hill back into the man-to-man. Falcons switching up their defenses very nicely in this ball game. Dunbar looking to go straight to that man-to-man. That's carried him through a 17-3 season so far. 7-1 in the inner high. Murray gives to Jermaine Brown. I like Dunbar's patience on offense, looking for the good shot. Remember, no shot clock in high school basketball, so they take as much time as they can. Here's Deion Murray. Jermaine Brown is wide open for 3. No, they're going to give him 2 shots. They're going to give him 2 points on that one. Brown stepped inside the line. That'll make it a 17-16 Flint Hill lead, as Alexander shoots for 3. And a rebound claimed by Deion Murray. Here come the Tide. Nice pass to Damon Singletary, who gets fouled. And there'll be a timeout on the court, as the foul is charged number 40 for Flint Hill. Mark Ward, for Ward his second. And a 4th team foul for the Falcons. Oh, correction, they have 5 team fouls. The score table has 5 team fouls. We have 4. We have 2 for Mark Ward, 1 for Jeremy Dean, and 1 for Bobby Graves. Let's see if they... If we look at the Dunbar Crimson Tide cheerleaders, who made the trip all the way out to Fairfax, Virginia to support their team. Of course, the Flint Hill Falcon cheerleaders are also here. They're on the other side of the court. We have 5:11 remaining in the second quarter of play. Flint Hill hangs on to a 17-16 lead. And I tell you, I don't think this game is going to get any further apart than maybe 3 or 4 points. This should be a close game all the way. You have 2 very good ball clubs, 2 well-coached ball clubs. And because they're nationally ranked, there are a lot of scouts here in the building tonight, and a lot of coaches from other high schools and college teams. Both I saw earlier, Gary Williams for the University of Maryland is here tonight. Thomas Hargrove from Anacostia, along with his son Kevin, is here. They're both here. And it just brings out some of the best, because this is high school basketball. You don't want to say at its best, but you can't find too much better than this. Damon Singletary at the line for 2 free throws. He'll try to tie the score at 17. He does so. Damon Singletary hits both free throws. That'll make it 18-17. Dunbar retakes the lead. They approached a 5-minute mark in the first quarter. And Deion Murray gets called for a blocking foul. Dunbar already over the limit. Deion's first. And it's the bonus. And that'll send Randolph Childress back to the line. He's already 4-4 for the line. Got a 1-on-1 situation. Misses his first free throw, and Smith high to get the rebound. He'll get the Romeo Roaches back in the ball game. As a 2-point attempt by Damon Singletary falls short. A nice rebound again by Mark Ward. He'll give the Alexander to set up the Childress. Childress going against the man-to-man defense. Ward looks inside, can't find anything. Now to Alexander, who fakes and shoots. Rebound claimed by Jeremy Dean, who loses it to Romeo Roach. Gets it knocked out of bounds. And Dunbar will retain possession. Coming in for Flint Hill, back here will be Marlon Williams, number 41. And number 33, Brent Platt, checks into the game for the first time. 6'2" senior. As Dunbar has the ball and the lead, 18-17, 4:20 remaining, second quarter. Roach with the ball. Inside, Michael Smith gets fouled by Jeremy Dean for Dean, his second, number 42. And that will indeed put Flint Hill over the limit that time. That'll send Michael Smith to the line for a 1-on-1 situation. Michael Smith has 4 points so far tonight, 2 of 2 from the line. That'll make it a 19-17 Dunbar advantage. Michael Smith tries to stretch the lead to 3. Makes them both. That'll make it 20-17 Dunbar. As Johnny Rhodes, number 15, checks back in for the Crimson Tide. And I think it's going to be like this all night, so enjoy yourselves, fans. It's going to be a good ball game. We look at Brent Platt, who gives the Corey Alexander back to Randolph Childress. The backcourt of Alexander and Childress have not sat down so far this ball game. And neither of them in any foul difficulty as Childress shoots for 3 and hits it. Childress' second 3-pointer of the quarter will tie it at 20. 3:49 remaining, second quarter. Childress has 10 points on the night. 2 3-pointers. Michael Smith, Romeo Roach looks in for Michael Smith, who gets, no, he'll call traveling. Cecil Hurst on the call there, the referee. Calls the traveling. Mark Ward checks back into the game. Number 40 for Flint Hill. You replace 42 Jeremy Dean, who has 2 fouls. Approaching the 3.5-minute mark. Have a good crowd here at George Mason University, the Physical Education Building. as Benny Myers will call Johnny Rhodes for a foul, number 15. For Rhodes, his first. Both teams over the limit. That'll send Corey Alexander to the line for a 1-and-1 situation. Alexander has 2 points so far. His first free throw attempt of the evening. Rebound by Michael Smith. Here's the outlet to Romeo Roach. Roach gives to Rhodes. Rhodes having trouble finding somebody. Finds Roach. We'll bring it back out and set it up. Shot from the corner is an air ball by Damon Singletary. And Randolph Childress will get the ball as we approach the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, as Stu Vedder, the head coach of Flint Hill, tells them to hold up and set the offense. Both coaches, Stu Vedder for Flint Hill, Michael Lees for Dunbar, as Mark Ward goes up strong, gets fouled by Michael Smith. Both coaches, Mike McLeese for Dunbar, Stu Vedder for Flint Hill, pacing those sidelines. 32, Michael Smith on the foul, his first. That'll send Mark Ward to the line for 2 free throws. Ward has 4 points on the night. Deion Murray back in for Dunbar. 43, Flint Hill, Bobby Graves back in. Ward's first 2 free throws of the evening. As he missed the first one, let's try the second one. We approach the under the 3-minute mark as Ward makes the second one. That'll make it 21-20. Flint Hill leads by 1. 2:48 remaining and counting in the first half of play. Roach will now give to Deion Murray, who has 2 points so far. Let's see if he hits here. Mark Ward with the rebound. You have 2 of the better rebounders I've seen in this ball so far in our coverage of the DCTV. You have Mark Ward for Flint Hill and Michael Smith for Dunbar. Some great rebounders across the city, of course, in the public schools. There's some real good rebounding shows so far by both Michael Smith and Mark Ward, as Bobby Graves is called for traveling. And Dunbar will get possession as we approach the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. Dunbar will try to retake the lead. Rhodes with the ball. As Flint Hill now goes back to that 2-3 zone, and another traveling call. This time it's called on Johnny Rhodes for Dunbar. That'll give Flint Hill back the ball. Alexander inbounds to Childress before the 2-minute mark. The outlet to Bobby Graves up against Michael Smith. He'll score. Bobby Graves with 4. That'll make a 3-point lead for Flint Hill, 23-20, 1:48 remaining and counting, second quarter. Murray now gives to Johnny Rhodes. Back to Murray. He'll drive and score, but wait a minute. They're going to call Michael Smith with basket interference as he tried to tip the ball in. That shot was going in by Deion Murray, and Michael Smith got up there above the rim. But unfortunately, the ball was still in the cylinder, and so that basket is disallowed, and it remains 23-20, Flint Hill by 3. We post the 1.5-minute mark, second quarter. Kenyatta Massey, number 22, back in for Dunbar. Bobby Graves will take the shot. Rhodes with the rebound. Here comes Romeo Roach. 3-point will tie this ball game again. Give to Murray. Looks inside to Smith, who gets fouled. And they'll call that foul, looks like on 23 for Flint Hill, Randolph Childress. For Childress, his first foul. Both teams over the limit. Of course, that'll be a shooting foul for Michael Smith. And that'll send Smith to the line for 2 free throws. Smith is 4 for 4 on the line so far. In fact, Dunbar shooting extremely well so far. 7 of 8 from the line. Make it 8 of 9. As Michael Smith makes it a 23-21 Flint Hill lead. Smith will try to cut the lead to 2. The All-American makes another one. 6 for 6 from the line for Michael Smith. That'll make it 23-22. Dunbar cuts the Flint Hill lead to 1 as we approach the 1-minute mark in the second quarter. Alexander gives to Childress. Ward will lose the ball out of bounds. Good defensive play by Deion Murray, who tipped the ball off the hands of Mark Ward out of bounds. So at 55 seconds to play, second quarter, Dunbar can retake the lead with his possession. Roach. Bring it to Johnny Rhodes. Rhodes looks cross court, tries to get Deion Murray, can't do it. Now he'll drive. Murray will get it. Stu Vetter wanted a traveling call that time. Smith inside. He gets tied up. And the ball in the alternate possession will go to Flint Hill. Michael Smith went to the floor and got tied up by the Flint Hill defense. And on the alternate possession, the ball goes over to Flint Hill. So with 33 seconds and counting in the second quarter, let's see if Flint Hill once again play for the last shot. They did so successfully in the first quarter. 24 seconds. Dunbar's trapping. We go to 19 seconds and counting. Alexander with the ball. The Childress. We approach the 15-second mark. They'll start running their offense with 10. We go down to 6 seconds. Marlon Williams with the ball to Alexander for 3. No basket. 2 seconds remaining. And that'll be the half. We played one half of basketball here at George Mason University. Dunbar Crimson Tide down by only 1. Flint Hill 23. Dunbar 22. Look at the first half scoring stats, unofficial of course. We have Corey Alexander with 2 points. Unofficially we have Randolph Childress with 12. He was 4 or 5 from the line. Mark Ward had 5 points on the evening. Bobby Graves with 4. Marlon Williams had 2 free throw attempts but did not score. 23 points for Flint Hill in the first half. For the Dunbar Crimson Tide, Damon Singletary had 4 points. Jermaine Brown with 2. Romeo Roach with 3 points. Deion Murray with 2. Johnny Rhodes with 2. Kenyatta Massey with 1. Michael Smith with 8 points. 6 of 6 from the line in the first half. In fact, Dunbar Crimson Tide were 9 of 10 from the line in the first half. Meanwhile, Flint Hill also shooting well from the free throw line as they shot 5 of 9 from the line. So both teams shooting well, both from the floor as well from the free throw line. As we get ready for some cheerleader action here at George Mason University, let's see what we have right now. Some up-and-coming cheerleaders there. As we're at halftime, the score once again, Flint Hill 23, Dunbar 22. As we have 9 of 10 from the line. Whoa, 9 of 10 from the line. 90% from the field. 90% from the line, I should say, in the first half of play for Dunbar.
Thank you.
As you look at some of the crowd here at George Mason University's Physical Education Building, a nice crowd here. See what should be a great ball game, a great second half of basketball. Once again, some luminaries in the crowd, some scouts from around the city, around the nation here to see this ball game. Of course, these are some of the best basketball high school players in the nation, high school basketball players in the nation, and with 2 of the best high school teams in the nation. You can't get much better than that. This time, let's talk about a little bit of inter-high results during the course of the season so far. We're looking at the week of January 16th through the 19th. We're going to go go alphabetically throughout the league. And we're looking right now at Anacostia, who played 3 ball games. And in that ball game, in those 3 ball games, they won all 3. They played well, extremely well for Thomas Hargrove's club. First, they beat Roosevelt by a score of 52-40. Then they beat Ballou 72-67. And they beat Phelps 81-58. In all 3 ball games, Frank Martin led the way. He's a great outside shooter. You saw him a few weeks ago when Anacostia took on McKinley here on DCTV. Martin had 26 points in the game against Roosevelt, 30 points against Ballou, and 25 against Phelps in those 3 ball games. As we take this game, Anacostia is 6-5 in the division, 8-7 overall, still in the hunt as far as the tournament's concerned. Also, we have Ballou. Ballou lost 1-2 and lost 1 in those 3 weeks. It was the first game of those 3-game stands. They beat Spingarn 70-59 in that ball game. Of course, you saw here last week on DCTV. Michael Robinson had 33 points for Ballou. And then lost to Anacostia, as we said, 72-67. Michael Robinson had 27 in that ball game. And they edged Wilson 67-65 as Robinson had 25 points. Ballou is 6-5 on the season so far, and 7-8 as we take this ball game. We look at some halftime entertainment here. So let's see what's going on here. As we continue with our rundown of the inner high, Cardozo is currently at this taping ranked 5th in the city. They defeated Phelps by a score of 75-56 as Kevin Gregory led the Clerks with 18 points. They beat Eastern 72-56 as Andre Hall led the way with 16 points. Then they defeated McKinley 82-55. Jamal Morgan with 22 points there. Coolidge, meanwhile, Gary Williams is sitting down here in the corner, Joe. It's going to be difficult to get him. He's sitting way over there in the corner. Maybe he's still here. As we get ready to start the second half, we look at Gary Williams, who's the head coach of the University of Maryland. He sees us, and hopefully he's waving. As we look at heading down to the second half of play, the score once again, Dunbar down by 1, 23-22. I'm Gary Williams here for Turning Point Video Productions and its coverage of the Inter-High Basketball League. Of course, this is a non-conference game, but you couldn't ask for a better matchup as the Crimson Tide take on the Flint Hill Falcons. As we talk about these two, not only do these schools have good teams right now, of course, they've had good teams for a long time. Flint Hills has some great players such as Dennis Scott, who's now at Georgia Tech, and Aaron Bain, who's now at Villanova, and George Lynch at North Carolina. You can go on and on from there. I think the late Carlos Yates also played his high school games at Flint Hill before coming here to George Mason and playing his college games here in this building before they moved on to the Patriot Center. Meanwhile, Dunbar, you're talking about a team that has been ranked tops in the nation in the past. You're talking about coaches such as Jodine Davidson and Roy Westmore before Michael McLeese takes over the reins now. But you're talking about players such as Craig Big Guy Shelton, who played with Georgetown, as did John Bebe Dern. His brother Lonnie also played for the Crimson Tide. Bo Holston, one of the better point guards in the history of the Dunbar Crimson Tide, as well as the Inter-High itself. And you can go on and on from there. Some great history for both schools. And by the way, we're scheduled to have Dunbar at least a couple more times this year. We're scheduled to have them in 2 big ball games against Cardozo and Coolidge. That'll be later on this season. And we'll probably see them in the Inter-High tournament as well at Coolidge High School. So Cardozo game could be a big one for Dunbar, because that could be their last shot of getting a chance of getting back into the city title game where they were last year. And of course, Dunbar is the defending city champions, as they defeated Carroll last year on a last-second shot by Donald Ford. Donald Ford has now moved on to Harker Preparatory School, and they have become a pretty good powerhouse and may be in the future similar to the way Murray is right now. They're very similar programs. They're private schools who've gotten some great talent, and Butch McAdams over at Murray is doing a tremendous job and is really second tour over there. But Dunbar's coach, Mike Leese, calls him over to the bench early. They still have 1 minute to go, a little over 1 minute to go in the warm-ups. Both teams playing extremely well, as you kind of expected they would do. And we'll see what happens in the second half. I think if one of these teams gets out to a spurt of some sort, it could be interesting the rest of the way. As of now, we have a 1-point game. Flint Hill leading at 23-22. Randolph Childress leading the way for the Falcons, as he had 12 points, 4 or 5 from the line, 2 3-pointers. 4 or 5 from the line and playing extremely well. Mark Ward with 4 points, 5 points on the night, doing an extremely good job on the rebounding end. Flint Hill shooting 56% from the line, 5 of 9. Dunbar doing extremely well from the line, 9 of 10, shooting 90%. They only missed by Kenyatta Massey, and Michael Smith in that stretch went 6 for 6 from the line. Smith with 8 points, Damon Singletary with 4, Jermaine Brown with 2, Romeo Roach with 3, Deion Murray with 2, Johnny Rose with 2, Kenyatta Massey with 1. So we're getting ready now to start the second half of play. As Dunbar comes in, they'll bring their starting lineup out. Romeo Roach, number 12. Johnny Rose, 15. Deion Murray, 13. James Marshall with 2 fouls, that's 21. And Michael Smith, number 32, for Dunbar. Let's see if Stu Vedder will bring his same starting 5. A long huddle by Flint Hill's team. I think they knew what kind of game they were getting in. And now Mike McLeese will call his team back to the near the sideline. He'll come out on the court to meet his club. His starting 5. Here comes Flint Hill. They'll send out number 3, Corey Alexander. Number 23, Randolph Childress. Number 40 is Mark Ward. 41, Marlon Williams. 43, Bobby Graves. So both teams going with the lineup that started the ball game. Dunbar will inbound. We start the second half. I'm Gary Williams, the Turning Point Video Productions coverage of Inner High basketball. We're proud to bring you this non-conference game. Won't count in the conference standings, but it certainly will count overall. Dunbar with the ball. Johnny Rhodes drives. Nice block of the baseline by Marlon Williams. Right now, Dion Murray. Here comes Johnny Rhodes. He gets called for the charge. As Marlon Williams did it not once, but twice along the baseline. Johnny Rhodes, 15 with the foul, his second and the first team foul of the second half. Flint Hill to inbound, facing the pressure. Alexander gets by it. Randolph Childress, man-to-man defense by Dunbar. Childress pushes off, doesn't get called for it. He'll drive, rebound by James Marshall. Here comes Roach, he'll give to Murray. Murray for three. Good tip inside by Marshall, but it doesn't go. And Alexander with the rebound. Right the way Dion Murray goes up for the shot and kind of puts his legs underneath him to get even more height on the jump shot. Childress brings it over to Alexander. Looks inside for Ward. He'll give to Marlon Williams, who'll score. Nice pass by Mark Ward to give Marlon Williams his first field goal tonight. Under 7 minutes to play, third quarter. Flint Hill leads it 25-22. Here comes Romeo Roach. Looks inside to Marshall. He'll go up and score. James Marshall on the assist from Romeo Roach. 25-24. Flint Hill by 1. 6:40 remaining. Randolph Childress gives to Corey Alexander. Rebound to Marlon Williams. He'll score again. Marlon Williams. Second straight field goal. 27-24. Flint Hill by 3. Roach to give to Murray. Man-to-man defense by Flint Hill. Look inside to Marshall. Missed the shot, but a follow by Michael Smith. They forgot to box out Smith. The All-American makes it 27-26. Dunbar cuts the lead to 1. 6-minute mark. Nice pass from Marlon Williams to Bobby Graves, who scores. Graves with 6 points. The assist to Mark. They're going end-to-end now. 29-26. Nice defensive play by Corey Alexander, but he falls on the end line. Under 6 minutes to play. 5:52 to be exact. 29-26. Flint Hill by 3. Dunbar with the ball. Murray give to Roach. He'll fake the three-pointer. Now to Johnny Rhodes. He'll shoot the three-pointer and miss the three-pointer. The rebound to Mark Ward. Here comes Childress. Nice pass stolen by Dion Murray. He tried to find Corey Alexander. Here come the Tide. 5-on-2. Murray drives all the way and missed the layup. Rebound. Rebound. Out of bounds to Dunbar. Dunbar with Rhodes, Marshall, Roach, Murray, and Smith. Flint Hill with Alexander, Childress, Williams, Graves, and Ward. Here comes Dion Murray. Correction, that's Johnny Rhodes to Dion Murray. Now back to Johnny Rhodes. From our vantage point, Rhodes, Marshall, and Murray look alike a little bit from this side. The basket will count. The foul to Bobby Graves. The basket to Johnny Rhodes. Foul call on Bobby Graves, number 43. His second first team foul. And that'll put Rhodes back on the line. Rhodes will shoot 1 on this one. He'll make it. And that'll tie the score at 29. 5:11 to go in the third quarter. Offense moving now for Flint Hill. Childress being harassed by Roach. Here's Alexander. Backing in is Mark Ward. Alexander back inside to Mark Ward. 6'5", moving well, but gets the ball deflected by Michael Smith. Dunbar gets possession. Roach gives to Murray, who scored. Dion Murray. Murray makes it 31-29 as Dunbar retakes the lead. And a foul called at the end line on Johnny Rhodes, number 15. For Rhodes, his third, second team foul. Flint Hill inbound with 4:37 remaining. Now referee Cecil Hurst tells Johnny Rose to move back a little bit and give Mark Ward some space. Dunbar in a man-to-man press, and the ball deflected by James Marshall. No time went off the clock, although the ball was touched in bounds. 4:37 remaining, third quarter. Flint Hill breaks the pressure. Childress to Graves, who gets the ball pinned by Michael Smith, but there'll be a goaltending foul. Bobby Graves will get credit for the field goal. Goaltending call Michael Smith, but a nice defensive play. And pin the ball on the backboard, so there's a good call. That'll tie the score at 31. 4.5 minutes and counting, third quarter. Great ball game here at George Mason University. Roach for three. Romeo Roach's second three-pointer. He's been hot as of late from the three-point arc. Shot well against Coolidge in the same place. Now Alexander gets called for the offensive foul. He tried to drive, but Roach was there. And with 4:07 remaining, Dunbar holds on. For Alexander, his first personal and the second team foul. 4:06 remaining and counting, third quarter. Dunbar has the ball in the lead, 34-31. Pass inside of Michael Smith, can't find it. Gets tied up, and the ball will go to Flint Hill on alternate possession. The tough pass inside for Michael Smith to handle. It was kind of low. He was tied up, and Flint Hill gets possession. Under 4 minutes to play, third quarter. That's in the ball, back in the ball game for Flint Hill is Jeremy Dean, number 42. He'll place 41, Marlon Williams. Dean is 6'7" sophomore. So we may be hearing from him in the future. Ward inbounds to the Childress, who'll get it back to Ward, the safety valve. Dunbar putting on the pressure. Now Alexander loses the ball. Gets cut inside. Now Childress gets it, and he's called for 10-second violation. There'll be a 10-second violation on Flint Hill. Dunbar did not allow Flint Hill to get the ball across half court in 10 seconds. So Dunbar gets the ball and the lead. They may have the momentum right now as Murray makes a nice move and hits the shot. Dion Murray with 6. 36-31. Dunbar stretches lead to 5. Bobby Graves missed the shot. Rebound, fought for, lost by Alexander, out of bounds. And Stu Vedder wants a timeout for the Flint Hill Falcons. So Dunbar on a roll as they're outscoring Flint Hill in this quarter by a score of 14-8. And some great defense, allowing Mike McLeish's ball club to stretch the lead out a little bit as they had a 10-second violation. They caused a 10-second violation for Flint Hill, putting good token pressure in the front court. Romeo Roach hit 2 3-pointers. James Marshall with a field goal. Johnny Rose with 3 points, 1 field goal, 1 free throw. And Dunbar continuing their hot shooting from the free throw line. They've only taken 1 free throw so far in the second half, but they've made that. That was Johnny Rose completing a 3-point play. So at 3:29 remaining, third quarter, Dunbar 36, Flint Hill 31. I'm Gary Williams. Here for our executive producer, Joe Savankram, and our production assistants, Channing Kimbrough and Fern Carprusis. Here at George Mason University's Physical Education Building. I'm hoping I pronounced Fern's name correctly. Dunbar to inbound. Here comes James Marshall, who lose the ball and get called for traveling. So Alexander will inbound. Alexander will join 43 Bobby Graves, 23 Randolph Childress, 40 is Mark Ward, and 42 is Jeremy Dean. Dunbar, Romeo Roach, James Marshall, who gets called one of the charges, couldn't get it. Dion Murray harassing Bobby Graves, number 43. As Childress with the ball gets slapped by Romeo Roach, number 12, gets called for the foul. Now, the interesting call there by referee Cecil Hurst is that they're going to say that Randolph Childress is in the act of shooting and will send him to the line. Look like a pass from this angle. That'll send Childress to the line. He's 4 of 5 so far this evening. 12 points for Childress so far. Make it 13. 36-32. Dunbar's lead is cut to 4 as Jermaine Brown, number 11, checks in for Dunbar. And coming in for Flint Hill. Well, let's see, they honked the horn. Marlon Williams looking to see if he can check into the ball game. Now they'll allow him to come in. And Marlon Williams, number 41, will replace 42, Jeremy Dean. Childress' second free throw. He'll try to cut the Dunbar lead to 3. He does so. 6 of 7 from the line for Randolph Childress. That'll make it a 3-point Dunbar lead, 36-33, as we approach the 3-minute mark in the third quarter. And a foul called on Randolph Childress, number 23, for Childress' third team foul. Under 3 minutes to play, third quarter. Dunbar leads 36-33. Childress and Alexander have played the entire ball game for Flint Hill, as the shot is attempted and missed by Johnny Rhodes, and the rebound for Childress. Childress wears number 23. Corey Alexander wears number 3 for Flint Hill. And they haven't sat down the entire ball game. And Deion Murray steals the ball from Randolph Childress, and Childress may be hurt as Deion makes the layup. Makes the score 38-33. The Flint Hill fans don't like that one. There was definitely contact made as Randolph Childress collided with Deion Murray. Deion Murray made the steal. Childress was knocked down. There was no foul called. Murray went out ahead to make the layup. He has 8 points on the evening, 6 in this quarter. With 2:34 remaining, Dunbar recaptured a 5-point lead. It was down to 3. Now back up to 5. Here comes Childress, who stayed in the ball game. Now then a foul called on Murray that time. And the Flint Hill fans on the far side like that call. For number 13, Murray, his second person on a 4th team foul. That looked like a foul they tried to make up for the last one. Who knows? Because there was definitely contact on the first play that Deion Murray may have gotten away from. Got away with on that play. And that play was some slight contact. And they called Deion Murray for the foul. 14 fouls for Dunbar. 2:25 remaining. Childress then gives the ball to Graves, back to Childress. Murray and Jermaine Brown right now doing a good job harassing the guards. Baseline pass inside to Mark Ward. Give the assist to Corey Alexander. For Mark Ward, 7 points. Make it 38-35. Dunbar lead is cut to 3. Close to 2-minute mark. Here comes Michael Smith. He'll score. 12 points for Michael Smith. 40-35. Under 2 minutes to play. Third quarter, Dunbar lead is back up to 5. Alexander being pressed by Murray. Give to Childress. Looks inside to Ward. Ward goes up and scores. Mark Ward makes it a 40-37. Lead back down to 3. Jermaine Brown looks inside. Here goes Michael Smith. Now loses the ball out of bounds, but he's fouled. Let's see who the foul's called on. Looks like it'll be on 41. Freshman 43, Bobby Graves. His 3rd and the 4th team foul. James Marshall, number 21 in the game for Dunbar. And for the first time, we have Cedric McFadden, number 14 for the Crimson Tide, as Michael Smith goes to the line. Smith makes a free throw, 7 for 7 from the line for Michael Smith. Cedric McFadden's a 6'2 senior for Dunbar. He wears number 14. Michael Smith's second is good. 8 for 8 from the line. 42-37. Dunbar lead is back up to 5. As Childress will slow the pace down a little bit. Now he'll get the pass from Alexander to Bobby Graves. He'll shoot from 3 and miss it. And the rebound to Johnny Rose, the outlet to Damon Singletary, who scores. Give Damon Singletary 4 in the night. Make it 44-37, biggest lead of the night for Dunbar, 7 points, under a minute to play. Randolph Childress brings the offense out. Give it inside to Mark Ward from Corey Alexander. Missed the shot, but he's fouled. And they give the foul to number 10, Damon Singletary, looks like. For Singletary, his first and the 5th team foul. That'll send Mark Ward to the line for 2 shots. Ward 9 points in the ball game, make it 10. That'll be make it a 44-38 Dunbar lead. Well, Michael Smith's already broken the DCTV record for most consecutive free throws made in a DCTV Turning Point Video Productions televised game. Frank Martin had 6 consecutive free throws, but Michael Smith already has 8 so far, and we're just heading into the end of the 3rd quarter. Mark Ward's 2nd free throw is good. Make it a 44-39 Dunbar lead. The lead is cut to 5. Most free throws made in a DCTV Turning Point Video Productions game was 11, set by Michael Robinson of Ballou. Michael Smith already has 8 so far in this ball game. Jermaine Brown gives to Damon Singletary. Looks inside and finds no one, but gets his own loose ball. Gets the ball blocked by Mark Ward, and to give to Corey Alexander. 20 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Flint Hill set up for the last shot. Dunbar steps back now in that 2-3 zone. They're gonna force, as we get into 7 seconds, they're gonna try to force Flint Hill to shoot. 5 seconds. Here comes Alexander. Gets it. A 2-pointer for Alexander. A 2-pointer for Corey Alexander. That'll give him 4 in the night. And that'll make it a 3-point Dunbar lead. 44-41. We played 3 quarters and into the final quarter of regulation. And I think right now we're looking at least a 50-50 chance of an overtime. Who knows? This is going to be a barn burner of a 4th quarter. We knew it wasn't going to be that far of a deficit. The biggest lead for either club was 7 points by Dunbar. They got that early on in the 3rd quarter. In that 3rd quarter, Deion Murray has 6 points. Johnny Rose with 3. James Marshall with 2. Romeo Roach with 3 from the 3-point arc. And Damon Singletary with 2. For Flint Hill, they had Corey Alexander with 2. In the 3rd quarter, he hit that shot near the buzzer at the end of the 3rd quarter. Randolph Childress 2 free throws. Mark Ward has 6 points in that quarter. Bobby Graves with 4. And Marlon Williams with 4. Randolph Childress has 14 points so far. Mark Ward, 11 points. Graves with 8. And Marlon Williams with 4. Corey Alexander with 4. 14 points out of Michael Smith. 2 for Marshall, 3 for Rhodes, 6 for Murray. 8 for Murray, 6 for Rhodes, 4 for Singletary. Here we go, 4th quarter. Dunbar inbound. Man-to-man defense now by Flint Hill. Murray to give to Marshall. Marshall. Now to Brown. Patient offense so far. Michael Smith inside. Misses the shot. The rebound by Alexander. 7:40 to go and counting. 4th quarter. Flint Hill looks to cut the lead to 1. Childress for 3. He'll tie it. Randolph Childress. 3rd 3-pointer. That'll tie the score at 44. 7:25 remaining. 4th quarter. James Marshall looking to Deion Murray. Murray going. Missing the shot. Rebound from Marshall. He'll score. James Marshall makes it 46-44. Dunbar back on top. We approach the 7-minute mark, fourth quarter. Childress. This far side, there comes Alexander. Rebound to Johnny Rhodes. Correction to James Marshall. As Jermaine Brown brings it across. Brown, Murray, Smith, Marshall, and Rhodes for Dunbar. Alexander, Ward, Graves, Dean, and Childress. Shot attempt by Marshall, no good. Childress with the rebound. 6.5 to play, fourth quarter. Look at Alexander. Man-to-man by Deion Murray. To Bobby Graves, to Randolph Childress for three again. Rebound to Michael Smith. Give to Jermaine Brown. 6:15 and counting, fourth quarter. Brown looking, now drive. He'll miss the shot, rebound by Bobby Graves. Marshall tips the pass out of bounds. Flint Hill retains possession. Marlon Williams back in for Flint Hill, number 41. Back in for Dunbar, number 12, Romeo Roach. We approach the 6-minute mark, fourth quarter. Dunbar, 46. Flint Hill, 44. Flint Hill ranked 6th in the nation. Dunbar ranked 23rd in the nation. Flint Hill ranked 1st in the area. Dunbar ranked 6th in the area. Childress gives to Ward. Ward looking, gets double teamed, now gives to Alexander. Good defense played by Deion Murray, but Alexander gets by him and makes the shot. Nice shot by Corey Alexander. 5.5 to play, fourth quarter. We're tied at 46. Romeo Roach's pass goes out of bounds off a Flint Hill foot, and Dunbar gets possession. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. We still got 5.5 to play in regulation. Roach to give to Murray. Murray for three! Count it! Deion Murray with his first three-pointer. 49-46. Dunbar retakes the lead at 3 points. 5:11 and counting. Alexander gives to Childress. Just inside the three-point arc. He gets fouled by... No, they won't count the basket. They will not count the basket. The foul was called. The foul was called on the ground. They would not count the basket. The official there, Gil Fishew, made the signal. Now apparently they did give the basket. Let's see what happens here. No, they did not give the basket. Oh, did they? Let's see what happened. No, they did give the basket. Okay. They gave the basket to Randolph Childress. Originally they said the basket was no good, but they're going to give him the basket and the free throw. That'll tie the score at 49. $20 points unofficially for Randolph Childress. We approach the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 49. I'm Gary Williams. Here comes Johnny Rhodes taking it down the baseline to score. Johnny Rhodes has 7 points, 51-49. Dunbar retakes that 2-point lead. Childress going man-to-man against Romeo Roach. To Alexander. He'll drive and miss the layup. Williams tried to tip. And the rebound to Michael Smith. 4.5 to play. Dunbar with the ball on a 2-point lead. Maybe you should start thinking about putting that clock down a little bit. Trying to work off some time. Johnny Rhodes to give to Murray. To Roach for three. Missed the shot. Smith with the rebound. And gets fouled. Nice spin move by Michael Smith. And a foul will be called on Corey Alexander, number 3. For Alexander, his second and a 15th foul. And that'll send Michael Smith back to the line, where he is currently 8 of 8 from the line. 14 points out of Michael Smith. And he will try to extend the Dunbar 2-point lead. Nine of 9 for Michael Smith. Good crowd here at Flint Hill at George Mason University, which is the home for the Flint Hill Falcons. And Michael Smith finally misses a free throw. That'll make it 52-49. Dunbar presses off the missed free throw. 9 of 10 from the line for Michael Smith. And a pass stolen by Deion Murray. 2-on-2 break. Murray behind his back to Marshall, to Roach, who misses. Rebound by Johnny Rhodes. And the ball loose and given out to Flint Hill. Here comes Alexander. Then a double team to Randolph Childress. 3:45 remaining and counting, fourth quarter. Dunbar has a 3-point lead. Graves gets the ball from Alexander, back to Alexander for three! No basket. Rebound to Romeo Roach. Roach bringing it across. 3.5 to play. To Deion Murray, who shoots and pops. It doesn't drop. Ward with the rebound. Childress gives to Alexander. 3:16 remaining and counting. Roach gives it, brings it across. Childress looks inside for Ward, who gets blocked by James Marshall. What a block by James Marshall. Big play there. 3:05 remaining and counting. Rhodes steps inside. Misses the shot, gets his own rebound. Now gets the rebound. Good pass inside to Marshall, loses it. Gets inside and scores. James Marshall with 6. 54-49. Dunbar lead increases to 5. 2:45 remaining. Randolph Childress. He'll stop and pop, and it drops. Childress with 8 points in the quarter. 54-51, 2.5 to play. Dunbar leads by 3. Murray gives to Marshall. Marshall to Roach. Looks inside, finds Michael Smith, gets fouled. And a foul will probably be called on number 42 from Flint Hill. That's Jeremy Dean. For Dean, his third. They'll give him a 2-shot foul. That's it, Michael Smith to the line. 9 of 10 for the line. 15 points. Now some unpleasantries going on down low between Smith and looks like Randolph Childress. We really don't need that. We have a great game here. Real close ball game all the way through. It'd be a shame to spoil with something like some unpleasantries between the two teams. Both teams played hard. Big ball game here. Now Deion Murray getting in with Corey Alexander. Come on, fellas, let's not get into this now. No, that's James Marshall now getting in the way. As the officials try to gain some control with 2:18 remaining. There'll be an official timeout as both teams go to their benches. So don't forget, next week, we'll be showing you, we hope to show you Phelps versus McKinley. Of course, McKinley will be a second time they'll be on DCTV, and Phelps, first time on DCTV, and the first year they've had in a high basketball in quite some time. It's good to see him back, and Sylvester Lipscomb, the head coach there, playing as well as they can under the circumstances. And hopefully toward the end of the season we can talk about the girls section of the inner high as H.D. Woodson, Wilson, Coolidge, and Anacostia battling it out for the top 4 spots among the girls. Some great talent in the girls league as Antoinette Vince from Coolidge, of course Valley Wages, the All-American for Wilson, for Woodson I should say, Nadira Ricks for Wilson. Some great talent in the girls league as well. Back to the boys as Michael Smith goes to the line to shoot 2. 16 points for Michael Smith. That'll make it a 55-51. Dunbar 4-point lead. Make it a 5-point lead. Of course, we talk about the girls basketball league. In the high league, we'll show you the girls championship of the tournament later on Turning Point Video Productions coverage of the inner high. Heading toward the 2-minute mark, 56-51. Ward looks inside. He'll cut the Dunbar lead to 3. 56-53, under 2 minutes to play. Let's see if Dunbar will get some time off the clock. Murray to Johnny Rose. He'll look inside, try to find Deion Murray coming back. He didn't come. And Corey Alexander didn't throw the ball. But Johnny Rose gets the steal on the other end to give the mic to Romeo Roach. Roach to Smith. He'll go and score. Big shot by Michael Smith makes it a 58-53. 1 minute and a half to play. Corey Alexander looking for Randolph Childress and gets blocked by James Marshall. But James Marshall, number 21, his third. 19 points for Michael Smith. 11 for 12 from the line. Great free throw shooting. He's, by the way, tied the DCTV record for most free throws by one player for the Inner High in a DCTV game. Randolph Childress 1-1. First one's good. That'll make it 58-54. So Neil tries to cut the lead to 3. They do so. As Childress makes 2 free throws, that'll make it a 58-55. Now Flint Hill's on man-to-man press with 1:22 to play. But Childress is 9 of 10 from the line in this ball game. Roach brings it across. 113 and counting. Foul called on Randolph Childress as he tried to get Romeo Roach. But Childress, his third. The Flint Hill fans didn't like the call, and Dunbar calls for a timeout. 1:10 remaining. Dunbar leads Flint Hill 58-55. Randolph Childress, as far as scoring is concerned, 24 points unofficially. 19 points for Michael Smith. Romeo Roach with 6 points. Johnny Rose with 7 for Dunbar. 6 points out of James Marshall. 1 point out of Kenyatta Massey. And for Mark Ward, for Flint Hill, 13 points out of Mark Ward. Unofficially, of course. Randolph Childress. 2, 4. As we count up the scores, we talk to you. 24 points unofficially for Randolph Childress. When we start getting into the 20s, it's kind of hard to count. Yeah, bear with me for a little bit as we try to count the high scores for you unofficially here for this ball game. Rose inbound for Dunbar. Having problems. Timeout, Dunbar. They couldn't get the ball in, so before the 5-second spot, Johnny Rhodes called a timeout. Still have 1:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. And for a big crowd here at George Mason University, we know it's a timeout, but they've been kind of quiet throughout the whole ball game, and Flint Hill has had a hard time establishing the lead. They really haven't done so. Dunbar has played extremely well throughout this ball game. Flint Hill has as well, but when you have two good ball clubs going at it in high school, anything can happen. You got two of the better ones. Of course, you're talking around the nation at Martin Luther King High School. Just got back into the #1 spot in the nation recently. They had a problem because one of the players might have been ineligible. However, they had lost 13 games and dropped out of the ranking. However, the Board of Appeals for Chicago gave those 13 games back for Martin Luther King High School. They're back at #1. Southwestern High School of Detroit is #2. Oak Hill is #3. That's the only team to beat Flint Hill so far this season. That could change. They roll on this play as Corey Alexander gets the steal and makes the shot. Corey Alexander with 8 points. That'll make it 58-57. Marshall comes down the other side. Gets fouled by Alexander. 58-57, a 1-point Dunbar lead. But #3, Corey Alexander gets called for the foul. His third. That'll send James Marshall to the line for it could be some very big free throws. He will shoot 2. Dunbar, 1-point lead. 51 seconds to play. The Flint Hill fans trying to bother James Marshall. These are Marshall's first 2 free throw attempts of the evening. He has 6 points on the night. He'll get the roll on the first one. That'll make it a 2-point Dunbar lead, 59-57. Marshall's second free throw is good. 60, 57, 50 seconds to play. Randolph Childress, who's hit 3 3-pointers. Mark Ward with 42 seconds. Rebound to James Marshall. Johnny Rose, but Flint Hill gets it back. Johnny Rose thought the ball was knocked off a Flint Hill hand. It wasn't, according to referee Cecil Hurst. Flint Hill calls the timeout with 36 seconds to play. These could be a very long 36 seconds. Don't forget, next week, more inter-high basketball action as Phelps takes on the McKinley Tech Trainers. Game time for that one, 8 o'clock, right here, next Wednesday night on DCTV, Channel 34. So if you're Flint Hill and you're 36 seconds away from the end of the ball game, looking at Randolph Childress, who's hit 3 3-pointers tonight. Mark Ward hasn't shot outside tonight. He has 11 points on the evening, most of his shots coming inside. But a 2-pointer won't really help you as far as tying the ball game. They're going to need a 3-pointer, or if they go to Ward, they have to make sure he gets fouled and gets the basket and goes to the line. If Flint Hill, as far as the foul situation, you want to foul somebody, the way Dunbar is shooting their free throws tonight, you don't really want to foul anybody. Flint Hill inbound. Graves, Childress, Alexander, Williams, and Ward. Alexander gets the ball, but he steps inside. They lose the ball out of bounds. The ball was tipped. Alexander stepped from out of bounds back inbounds to get the ball. You can't do that. Dunbar gets the ball with 34 seconds. Murray gets the ball inbounds. He gets fouled by Corey Alexander. For Alexander, his 4th. It'll be a bonus situation. That'll send Deion Murray to the line for a 1-on-1 situation. Dunbar, 16 of 18 from the line. Deion Murray will try to add to that. 89% from the line. Out of Dunbar Crimson Tide, they'll keep that going as Deion Murray makes it a 61-47 ball game, 33 seconds remaining. Murray's second is good again. 62-57. Alexander for 3, he'll miss. Marshall with the rebound, 28 seconds, he gets fouled. James Marshall goes to the line. Foul will be called on Randolph Childress. For Childress, his 4th in the bonus. Correction, his 3rd. His 3rd in the bonus. Marshall goes back to the line. He's 2 of 2 so far. Marshall misses the free throw. Ward with the rebound. Here's Bobby Graves. He'll give to Alexander for 3. No basket. Rebound to Mark Ward, 18 seconds. To Childress for 3 with 15 seconds. No basket. Rebound. Outlet to Deion Murray. Murray gives to Michael Smith. Hello. Michael Smith makes it 64-57. Deion. Alexander doesn't go all the way. The ball game's over. Dunbar has upset Flint Hill. Final score, 64-57. A big win for the Crimson Tide of Dunbar. What a ball game this has been at George Mason University. Unbelievable ball game as Flint Hill the number 6 ranked team in the nation, the number 1 ranked team in the Washington area, gets upset by the number 6 ranked team in the city and the number 23 ranked team in the nation. Those rankings will go sky high, hopefully, if you're a Dunbar Crimson Tide fan, as they defeat the Flint Hill Falcons. The final score, Dunbar 64, Flint Hill 57. We'll hope to talk to a couple of the players and Coach Mike McLeese, and we'll see what happens there. Welcome back to the George Mason University's Physical Education Building, where the Dunbar Crimson Tide have defeated the Flint Hill Falcons by a score of 64-57. I'm Gary Williams. I'm standing with the coach of the Dunbar Crimson Tide, Michael McLeese. And, Coach, congratulations. And let's talk about some of the keys of the ball game. I think the first key has to be the free throw shooting, 20 of 23 from the line.
Well, that's something that we emphasize in practice every day. We shoot a lot of free throws in practice because we feel that, you know, when you have an opportunity, just what it says, a free throw, when you have an opportunity to score and the clock is not running, you have to make those free throws, and that's something that we emphasize every day.
And also another key, team defense. I think Flint Hill had some problems against some of that defense. What was the scheme behind that team defense?
Well, we tried to mix things up. We started out with a lot of man-to-man defense, real aggressive, and then we switched up and played 2 or 3 different types of zones with some traps, some half-court traps, and, of course, we did our full-court thing. And we wanted to keep them off balance so they wouldn't get any easy shots, and we kind of feel like that helped us out a bit.
Close game all the way through. Was there a turning point in the ball game?
Well, we got to feel, I think it was midway third quarter or late third quarter, we got a spurt. I don't know, you know, how much we outscored them, but we got a spurt and we could feel the momentum changing, and they had to use a timeout, and we kind of felt at that point that we had control of the ball game, and it was just a matter of us finishing the game and not letting it get out of our hands, and that's what we did. We protected the basketball down at the end when we had to.
It's going to be kind of tough maybe for your players to come down. What are you going to tell them after this ball game with the rest of the season and the inter-high season, a big showdown coming up against Cardozo? What can you tell your ball club now?
Well, we know that our main goal is to get back to the city championship at Cole Fieldhouse, and you know, this is a great ball game to play and that type of thing, but we want to win the inter-high. So I don't think it'll be a problem for us to get up. We have a game tomorrow, and you're right, we have Cardozo down the road, and we're looking forward to meeting them in our place.
Okay, good enough. But the best luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, Mike McLeese, the head coach of Dunbar. We'll be talking hopefully with Stu Vetter of Flint Hill. We're now talking to the head coach of the Flint Hill Falcons, Stu Vetter. And, Coach, I asked the question of Mike McLeese of Dunbar. Was there a turning point in that ball game?
Well, I don't think there was a turning point. I think there was some critical turnovers. I think you can't, in a game like that, pick one turning point because there's so many critical plays, so many things that have gone the other way. Maybe that the game would have been a total different situation. So I have to give them full credit. They played very hard and played a great game.
And a great game with 2 nationally ranked teams. How do you get, it must be easy to get a team ranked up for a game such as this magnitude.
Well, yeah, I believe that, you know, when you got 2 great teams and a great crowd like we had tonight, certainly it's not hard to get them up. You know, they're ready to play most of the time. This is the second time that we've lost here in 6 years. We haven't lost here since 1984. Mm-hmm. So it's a tough losing, you know, when you're not used to losing, and these kids take it very hard.
A lot of our viewers may not have seen your ball club before. This may be the first time they've gotten a chance to see them. Talk about guys like Randolph Childress and Corey Alexander and Mark Ward.
Well, they're outstanding players. You know, I don't think they played particularly well tonight, but again, that could have been Dunbar's doing. But Childress certainly is one of the best players, one of the best guards in the country. Corey Alexander is one of the best juniors in the country. He's certainly going to be recruited very highly. Mark Ward is a tremendous inside player for a guy that's 6'4", 6'5". So they're great players, great kids, fun to coach, and I'm sure they'll bounce back, and we'll have another game this week.
Well, as a program that's been nationally ranked for a number of years, is it difficult dealing with the recruiters?
No, not really, because usually the schools that we deal with are first-class colleges and first-class schools, and we keep everything under control. All information, all mail, all phone calls, everything comes through me. And the coaches realize that they're going to have to deal with me in the future, too, so they better follow our rules. And we've had absolutely no recruiting violations or recruiting problems, and we've had players all over the country playing basketball.
What's next for your ball club?
Well, we have 2 more games this week, and then we have an exam break, and then we go into February, and we've got some tough ones in February.
Okay, well, the best of luck to your ball club.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Stu Vetter, the head coach of Flint Hill Falcons. Well, that'll wrap it up here from George Mason University in the Physical Education Building. Let's run down the scores a little bit. First for the Flint Hill Falcons. They were led by Randolph Childress, unofficial, with 24 points, and Mark Ward had 13. Corey Alexander with 8. Bobby Graves with 8. Marlon Williams with 4. Total of 57 for the Flint Hill Falcons. For the Dunbar Crimson Tide, Damon Singletary with 6. Jermaine Brown with 4. Romeo Roach with 6. Dion Murray with 13. Johnny Rose with 7. James Marshall with 8. Kenyatta Massey with 1. Michael Smith, the All-American, 19 points for the Crimson Tide. Grand total 64. Your final once again, Dunbar 64, Flint Hill 57. Next week we're scheduled to be showing you the McKinley Tech trainers against the Phelps team. Phelps is playing for the first time in a number of years, and it was good to see them back in the high. Of course, McKinley will be the second time around for the McKinley Tech trainers. You saw them earlier this season beat Anacostia by the score of 76-74. So next week it'll be McKinley and Phelps right here on DCTV Channel 34. For our executive producer, Joe Ankrum, production assistants Channing Kimbrough and Fern Carpusas, I'm Gary Williams saying so long from George Mason University, the Physical Education Building. Once again, our final score, Dunbar 64, Flint Hill 57. Have a very pleasant and good night, everyone.
Soapbox is a production of DCTV Channel 34. The opinions expressed on Soapbox are those of the speakers. Speakers were taped at 4 locations: 10th and F Streets Northwest, 8th and H Streets Northeast, Connecticut Avenue and K Streets Northwest, and the University of the